I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
You party people in the place to be. What's good? It's number one Chief Rockin' Knicks Universe. Your main man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? Welcome to the premier Knicks in the Morning Time show. The Knicks Morning Drive. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's like my man Jay Boogie likes to say. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly. Right? Yo, so let's get to... I had something up here I was working on, and it just got away from me. Oh, there it is. Salute, everybody. I want to get down to what they call the nitty-gritty, right? So, first of all, I want to thank everybody for help supporting the channel. Thank y'all for supporting this movement and all of that stuff. I want to get in my bag a little bit, right? So I want to get in my bag a little bit. I want to get in my bag a little bit about the search. And what I mean by the search is this. It's like, you know how you go about your daily life, you find that you need something and you search for it 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 or whatever. And you have an idea in your mind what you absolutely feel like you need. And then come to find out the thing that you've been searching for may be what you needed, but you had the blinders on, right? So you had the blinders on. And while you were searching for the thing that you felt like you needed, you missed out on other stuff. Right? Because you were singularly focused on one thing. Otherwise, peace, bro. Peace, otherwise. After this, bro, I'm getting in. I'm going on vibes after this, bro. I gotta talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump and Kamala Harris after this. So after this, I'm gonna go over the vibes and do a little something. So, but peace to otherwise. Miguel P in the building. Salute to all the 16 people watching. Salute to y'all. Good morning. Hope you're having a great morning thus far. But if you've ever been searching for a thing and in your search you just grind and grind and grind in your search, and what happens is in your search and your focus on finding one thing that you thought you needed, I'm gonna tighten this up a little bit, everybody, so you can. Let me move that so you can see what it is that I'm talking about here. Boom. Okay, so in your search, DSJ in the building. In that search, it's like when you go search for a car, it's like when you search and search and search, you feel like in your mind you have an idea of what you want, and then you may, in your singular focus, miss out on other things because you're focused on one thing. And so today I want to talk about not having the blinders on, right? That's what I want to talk about briefly this morning. I want to talk about how we feel like we may need Walker Kessler desperately, but in the meantime, we may be missing out on Mark Williams. Right? I like Walker Kessler. I'm a huge fan of Walker Kessler, everybody. I'm a huge fan of Walker Kessler. I'm not even going to lie to you. Just get straight to the point. Yes, whatever trade scenario that you have in mind about Walker Kessler, like, hey, would you pay this for Walker Kessler? Yes, absolutely. Would you pay that for Walker Kessler? Yes, absolutely. What if it means trading player X for Walker Kessler? Yeah, absolutely. I would do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? I value Walker Kessler. Right? But here's the thing. In the search for Walker Kessler, should you not be aware that there's other quality talent out there? It's like that LL Cool J song, when a lady asked him what he wanted, he was really specific. Anybody remember the rap artist LL Cool J? Anybody remember that rap artist? You should remember that rap artist LL Cool J. They asked LL Cool J what he wanted, and he told them exactly what he wanted. LL Cool J said, I want a girl with extensions in her hair, bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair, a Fendi bag, and a bad attitude. That's all I need to get me in a good mood. And she can walk with a switch and talk with street slang. I love it when a girl ain't scared to do a thing, standing on the bus stop, sucking on a lollipop. Once you get started, it's hard to make that hottie stop. Right? LL was very specific, right? So meanwhile, other girls of different types were walking by LL and he didn't even notice because he was specific. This is what I want. And so this morning, Knicks fans, what I want to talk to y'all about is not being finicky in your search. Not being finicky in your search. What I want to talk to y'all about is the opposite of that. Anybody in here ever saw that cartoon, The Boondocks? DSJ in the building. One of the members of the channel, DSJ in the building. Bully, One of the members of the channel, Boulevard 73, is in the building. Corey Lee in the building. Chop Low, what's good? Members of the channel, Nev the Disruptor is in the building. Salute to Nev. If anybody ever saw that the cartoon The Boondocks, right? The intro to that is something about the stone that the builder refused, something about how you so focused on one thing, you throw one thing away and you do all that searching and come to find out the thing that you threw away is the thing that you actually needed. And I think Nev the Disruptor agrees. He says, I didn't like the sense of separation. I'm willing to wait and play our players before making a move. Right. Nev is in that train of thought, the one that I'm speaking to, the one of you don't have to be laser focused on a certain thing, and you don't have to be esoteric either. Or maybe they're the same thing. Esoteric and laser focus may be the same thing, or some. I don't know. I don't know. It sounds right. But in the search for the perfect guy to fit our system, maybe we should look at all the guys that fit. Is it worth? And I'm asking Boulevard 73 this. Boulevard 73 is my brother. I'm asking Boulevard 73 this. Good morning to Boulevard 73 and Miss K. I ain't gonna say her name. Salute. Good morning to Miss K if she listening. And salute to Grandma if she listening. Salute to Bully. Salute to everybody in Brooklyn. Salute to all our family in Brooklyn. Yeah, so good morning to Miss K if she listening. Hope all is well for her and her family. Salute to Grandma. Hope all is well. Enjoying herself. Her big event. Salute to Boulevard 73. Salute to Brooklyn. Bedford Stuyvesant, Crown Heights, everywhere in Brooklyn. But I'm going to give an example of why a laser search, a eagle-eyed search may not be good. And I'm going to use Bully as an example. Ring, ring, hello. Hey, this is Leon Rose of the New York Knicks. I'm calling y'all about De'Aaron Fox. I want to give y'all 4 second-round picks for De'Aaron Fox. Oh, y'all not trading De'Aaron Fox? Y'all not trading De'Aaron Fox? Oh, okay. What if I offer you a first-round pick for De'Aaron Fox? Oh, first ain't enough for this conversation? Interesting. Interesting. What about 2 first-round picks for De'Aaron Fox? Oh, y'all not. Oh, you're not listening? Okay. All right, well, get off my phone then. Breaking news. The Sacramento Kings have traded Tyrese Halliburton to the Indiana Pacers for nothing. Ring, ring. Yo, this is Leon Rose from the New York Knicks. Hey, why didn't y'all tell me y'all was trading Tyrese Halliburton? I didn't ask. What kind of thing is that? I called about De'Aaron Fox. Oh, I didn't ask about Tyrese Halliburton. That's why you didn't say? Okay. Now, mind you, that's just a little play on what we think may or may not have happened. I think Leon Rose is smarter than that. I don't think that's the way it played out. right? I don't think that's the way it played out, right? I think the Knicks front office is smarter than that, right? But what I'm saying to you guys is this. In your search, in the Knicks search for a center, I don't think it's wise just to focus on one guy, lock in on one guy, like a commitment to one guy. I don't know if that's wise. I think the smart thing, the prudent thing would to keep all your options open, to let everyone know that you're looking for a center and that you're willing to pay a reasonable price, and not only have a search, but let people know that you're open for business. Danny Landis is in the building. Corey Lee in the building. Andy Yost is in the building. Salute. Then I saw Chop Low in here somewhere. And so I have arrived at a heartstring that I'd like to enter into the conversation as Exhibit A of talented big men that fits what we're looking for, that may be one of their franchise players, but a rebuilding team may be willing to part with. A rebuilding team may be willing to part with an asset if the compensation matches. Wiz is in the building. Wiz says, salute. NBA Economy Show is in the building. Salute. Bully said, Grandma said, hey, salute, Grant. Salute, Grandma. So I'm entering exhibit. I guess it won't be exhibit A. I lost track of exhibit whatever. But I want to enter his name. I want to enter Mark Williams' name into the fray. Mark Williams is 7'2" in sneakers. Keep that in mind. Mark Williams is 7'2" in sneakers. Bully says exhibit. I think Walker Kessler started the nomenclature. I think Walker Kessler started the nomenclature, Bully. So I don't think it's exhibit A. We might be on exhibit. Who knows, brother? At this point. I can't remember the nomenclature, man. It's just yeah, man. I don't know what order, what number, what alphabetical pattern, what nomenclature. I can't remember. I just want to add though. I just want to add Mark Williams to the conversation. What do you need? And okay, so what are you looking for? Are you looking for a bouncy big? Mark Williams is that. Are you looking for a tough big? Mark Williams is that. Are you looking for a finisher at the rim? Mark Williams is that. Are you looking for touch and upside? Mark Williams is that. Are you looking for somebody that's smart? Bruh, he went to Duke. You don't get much smarter than that. He went to Duke. He spent 2 seasons at Duke, I think. What about production? When you look at Mark Williams' production, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 65% from the floor. Is 13 and 10? 13 and 10 in 27 minutes? Is that not production? And the season before last, where he only started 17 games, he got you 9 points and 7 rebounds in 19 minutes. You can't get much more productive than that. I want to add Mark Williams to the conversation. So here's the thing. Here's the question, though. Would Mark Williams fit into a Tom Thibodeau offense and defense? Hey, listen, I already laid it out there. What are you looking for? Athleticism? He'll be more athletic than any center we had in the last 5 years. He's more athletic than Mitch. Bigger, stronger version of, well, I won't say stronger, right? But when Mitch was at his peak athletically, Mark Williams is stronger than Mitch at his peak athletically. Because there are two versions of Mitch. There's the athletic peak of Mitch, and then there's the super strong Mitch. But they never went together. Mark Williams is that. What if Mitch was at his strongest when he was his most athletic? That's Mark Williams. NBA Economy Show says Charlotte loves Mark Williams. Would be a tough get for sure. Yeah. Nobody said it was easy, but here's the thing. Would getting Mark Williams from Charlotte be easier than getting Walker Kessler from the Utah Jazz? Which one is easier? Just food for thought. Just food for thought. Jay Boogie in the building. Good morning to my Knicks family. Health and happiness to all y'all. Big ups, big ups, big ups. Hit the like button. Salute, salute, salute. Salute to Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie on the grind, hustling, grinding. That's the question I ask y'all. Would it be easier to do a trade with the Charlotte Hornets, who are rebuilding, to get Mark Williams? Or would it be easier to deal with Danny Ainge getting Walker Kessler? Jay Singh in the building, salute. And mind you, Mark Williams at 13-10 on 65% from the floor. Everyone knows he's good. Everyone knows he's good. Right? Everyone knows he's good. He's the combination. Mark Williams is, and not starting the hype train. I don't want to start the hype train. I'm merely casting a light on someone that's probably been slept on for 2 seasons. If you ask me what player I would prefer, he or Jalen Duren right now, the easy answer for me is Mark Williams. The easy answer for me is Mark Williams. Snipes Entertainment is in the building. Jay Singh, what's good? I see you. Building Block says, yes, Williams is easy to get, but we still don't have any first-round picks to trade that Charlotte would consider. Believe this Williams is going to cost a first-round pick. That part is not entirely true. We may not have first-round picks we want to depart with, but we do have first-round picks. We have the Detroit protected pick and the Wizards protected pick. We have a bunch of second-round picks. And we have young assets that we could trade, i.e. Precious Achiuwa, who's somehow just hanging around, waiting for the major payday from someone. So here's my thing with Charlotte. And I know Fritz Alcindor would love this, right? This will get the NBA Economy Show calculator smoking, right? This would get the folks that love the calculator gymnastics. This will get their calculator smoking. Not only would I trade for Mark Williams, but I would also try to get Nick Richards at the same time. Yep, y'all heard me. Y'all heard me. Right? Y'all heard me. Uncle Freezy, it's not possible. Yo, Son is in the building. Salute, Son. HRM the Great is in the building. I know what the calculator gymnasts are gonna say. Uncle Freezy, it's not possible for you to trade for Nick Richards and Mark Williams. And I'm here to say it's absolutely possible. And that's my goal. My goal is Mark Williams and Nick Richards at the same time. Nixon 25 is in the building. Dynasty. Nixon Knicks in 25 and 26 is in here talking dynasty like Blake Carrington. All we need is a smoking jacket and walk down a big flight of stairs. My goal would be both. My goal would be both. I saw Nick Richards in person maybe 4 or 5 times. I don't think I ever saw Mark Williams in person. I don't think I saw Mark Williams in person. I did see Nick Richards though. Would a 23-year-old, and I'm talking about their age during the season. I know Mark Williams is not 23 yet, but could the Knicks benefit from a 23-year-old center and a 26-year-old center, both, and you control both for the next 2 seasons? Would you be willing to give up a player or 2? Would you be willing to give up a player or 2, multiple firsts and multiple seconds for Mark Williams and Nick Richards? I'm here to say, if it means that we can take advantage of this next few seasons of Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, absolutely. Do it. Do it. Knicks Dynasty says, I think Williams is an easier target to obtain. I think so also. And his backup. If the starter is an easier target to get, I think the backup could be easier to obtain also. Now, will you have to pay a hefty price for Williams and Nick Richards? Williams first, but maybe Nick Richards also? Hey, how much does a championship cost? Well, what's the cost on a championship? How much are you willing to pay for a championship? NBA Economy Show says Mark Williams is my calculator challenge of the day. Bim. Yeah, easy. That one is easy. That one should be easy. Let me see here. I'm going to look at Mark Williams' salary. Mark Williams makes $4 million this year. Mark Williams makes $4 million this season. Easy. I think we just happen to have a player that makes money in that range. Right? How much does Nick Richards make? Nick Richards makes $5 million. And he'll be 27 during the season. So one guy will be 23, the other one will be 27. One guy will be 23, the other one will be 27. To get both, the Knicks would need to move about $9 million. $9 Do the Knicks have about $9 million in salary that they could move, or salary flexibility, cap flexibility? Do they have about $9 million in cap flexibility that they could use to get both these centers? Do they have the draft pick capital? Are they willing to move the Pistons first, the Wizards first, and a bunch of seconds for two quality big men that might solidify them as the beast of the East? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that whatever the gap is, they'll offer that money to Precious Achiuwa. Say if there's a $6 million gap, they'll offer that money to Precious Achiuwa in a sign and trade to Charlotte. Say if there's a $3 million player, they'll give Precious $6 million. They'll offer Charlotte everything they want. And the Knicks will be the beast of the East. Who is he when they roar like a grizzly? They say, damn, he gets busy. Bim. It's that easy. In my opinion. In my opinion. The Knicks front office is smart. These people are smart. These people are smart. Anthony Paris is in the building. Salute. HRM says Isaiah Stewart, the enforcer, give Detroit their pick back. I like him over Precious, sign and trade. You have no. Hey, I like Beef Stew also. I like Beef Stew also, and he from New York. But he's a 6'8" rim protector that doesn't jump. He's 6'8" and he's not a leaper. Chef NYK is in the building. He's not a leaper. I question. For one, I love Beef Stew, man. I love Beef Stew, right? From a distance. Secret admirer, kind of like if he ever got here, I would buy a Beef Stew jersey. NBA Economy Show says, I don't see them moving him. They need to show something with a new coach. They added some nice pieces. I'm not for sure. Which team are you talking about? Are you talking about Detroit or Charlotte? Both basically cleaned house. You talking about Charlotte or Detroit? Both cleaned house. Yeah. In this case, in the case of Charlotte, I think Charlotte is probably, from what I gather from being down here, the vibe down here and being in the South is that Charlotte wants to build it the right way. And so they're taking their time and trying to build it a certain way. The sense I get from my Detroit Pistons fans and content creators is that Detroit is tired of being bad and they want to start winning. So Charlotte, even though Charlotte and Detroit both have clean slates, they're going in two different directions. Charlotte wants to add talent. Detroit wants to add talent so that he can get out of the gutter. They're a prideful franchise that's used to being in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they're tired of being the doormat. And Charlotte has designs on becoming the Boston Celtics. Basically, that's the vibe in Charlotte. Their goal is not New York, is not Philadelphia, it's not Milwaukee. They want to build a Boston Celtics model where they build around long, athletic guys that can do multi-dimensional things and give them flexibility. That's what Charlotte wants. They want to clean up their image, and they want to focus on building the right way. Detroit wants to win. They're tired of losing. They're sick of it. Right? They lost like 27 games in a row. And the odd thing is San Antonio also had a disastrous losing streak this season. San Antonio had a disastrous losing streak this season. And nobody even talked about it because Detroit was so bad. San Antonio looked like a grease fire this season, but nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it because Detroit looks so bad. And no disrespect to Pistons fans out there. We love y'all. Hey, y'all just going through it, man. Y'all just going through it. Everybody go through it. So the Knicks went through it. The Celtics went through it. The Bucks went through it. That's how they got Giannis. The Sixers went through it. Trust the process. Everybody goes through it, man. So Detroit is going through it right now. Just be patient. Y'all will be all right. Y'all will be all right. It just takes some time. Brooklyn's going through it right now. They'll be all right. It just takes some time. HRM says we need another alpha on this team. What do you mean by alpha? Hey, clarify that for me so we can speak about it. Not putting you on the spot. We just need education on what alpha means in this context. Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. If Detroit sneaks into the play-in, that pick will probably be somewhere like 14. And that's the same range that Mark Williams got drafted at. We know Washington is going to be trash. I gave up on the Washington pick. I don't think that's going to convey. I can't see this current iteration of the Wizards making the playoffs. We just can't see it. We just can't see it. Right? With the Wizards are awful. And they're getting awfuler. Awfuler, if that's a word. Right? See, I'm glad you clarified. You said toughness. See, I was thinking something else. I was thinking about somebody taking more shots. I'm glad you clarified because I was thinking about somebody taking more shots. So I'm glad you clarified that. So if we're talking about both of those first round picks, though, what I would say is don't put those two picks together. They're two separate franchises going in two different directions. The Wizards' arrow is pointing down. The Pistons' arrow is pointing down, but they want it to point up. They want their arrow to point up. Now, can they get their arrow to point up is another conversation for another day. Maybe we'll get a Pistons content creator to come on and talk about that. But the Washington Wizards, no doubt, their arrow is pointing down, and their arrow is pointing down on Red Bull, right? Their arrow drunk a case of Red Bull and is pointing down, like it's going down, down. The Washington Wizards arrow is Mary J. Blige going down. So if you're the Knicks in your search, do you just commit to One Direction? Justo is in the building. Salute. If you're the Knicks, do you contain your search to, you know what you're looking for? You go right in the store and you don't look at any, you don't browse, you go straight to what you're looking for and buy it? Or do you browse the store? Justo says, "Did you see that Rokas is in talk to go back overseas?" No, I didn't see that. Maybe that's something that we can talk about. Dripmore's in the building. Dripmore, I told you that's why you gotta watch. That's hey, everybody, listen. I know that there are a million Knicks shows on YouTube, and people like talking about the topics du jour. Bro, we talk hoops over here. This is a hoops channel, right? That's why Walker Kessler. I don't know if you heard Walker Kessler first here, but I always liked Walker Kessler. I liked Walker Kessler for 2 years. Mark Williams, you heard that name here. Pacom Dadier, you heard that name here. Ryan Dunn, you heard that name here. We like to talk hoops over here. Like, I understand that there are topics du jour and all of that stuff, and people want to talk about trading Randle and all of that stuff. Over here, though, we generally talk hoops. This is a hoops channel. It's a hoops head channel. Right? This is a hoops head channel. Like, we legit are going to talk about things from a basketball perspective on the court first. On the court first, back pages, tabloids, calculators, all that stuff, maybe second or third. That's here. Now, what people do on everywhere else, hey, that's cool. Variety. Dripmore says Kessler block shots. He's mobile good. Hey, bro, been telling he and Mark Williams, I think, are closer than what people think. I think he and Mark Williams are closer than what people think, though. I think Mark Williams gives you rebounding, scoring upside. What he gives you is, what if Ariel Hukporty was 20 times better? He might be Mark Williams. And no slight on Ariel Hukporty, because we like him also. But just to give an example, what if Ariel Hukporty was about 20 times better? He might be in the Mark Williams category. He might be. Mark Williams is a strong-based, strong-hand, strong finisher athlete at 240 pounds that likes to play physical. gonna try to get her on camera. Watch this, y'all. Hello. Hey. Maybe next time. Maybe next time, everybody. Not trying to have the hype train leave the station. Just want to add guys to the conversation because I know you guys get inundated like with the constant. We need to trade Deuce McBride for Jokic. Deuce McBride and 35 first-round picks for Jokic. Nah, I'm not gonna do that, right? I'm not gonna do the Precious Achua in a sign and trade for Doncic stuff, right? I ain't gonna do that. But what I will say is if you believe the Knicks are a center away from beating the Celtics, Mark Williams is that center. If you believe the Knicks are a center away from being a dynasty, thank you. You gonna come on? You gonna be on camera? No. You sure? She declined the invitation. Hey, what if I buy you some chocolates? Okay. All right, that didn't work. Bro, how does chocolate not get the ladies, bro? Y'all remember when chocolates used to get the ladies? Remember you could offer the ladies like, hey, baby, I got you a little something. Sweets for my sweet. You remember that? Y'all remember when you could say corny stuff like that back in the day? Y'all remember when y'all could say stuff like that? Hey, baby, listen, sweets for my sweets. So if you're a Knicks fan and you believe the Knicks are one, and this is no slight on Mitchell Robinson. So one of the things I have to talk about in this conversation is, does Uncle Freezy want to replace Mitchell Robinson? Chat. Do you want to replace Mitchell Robinson? I want to talk about that just real quick. Are we at the stage where should we cue up the R&B breakup song with us and Mitchell Robinson? Should we cue up the new edition for Mitchell Robinson? I don't want to. I don't. But if you ask me like, yo, what would you prefer? Would you rather retire number 26 and put it in the rafters, or win a championship or two? And I know those are extremes, right? In my mind, I gotta do what's best for the team in that scenario. Hey, and if you haven't considered doing so, Become a member of the channel. Go to the Blowers Tears homepage on YouTube. Click the join button. So we're doing trying to figure out the member stuff. So we do a member stuff on Fridays, just a private members show. And I'm thinking about doing a public members show where it's just, we'll do a public show like this, and then it's just the members commenting. So I'm thinking about doing that maybe like once a week. So chat, give me your opinion. What do y'all think about Mitch? Where you guys are with Mitchell Robinson? Where were you guys with Mitch? Where were you guys on with Mitchell Robinson? Somebody let me know something. How y'all feeling about Mitch? Still Nick fans is in the building, says, what's good? Salute, salute. I'm okay with a healthy Mitch. Mitch is a better backup. This is where I am with Mitch is this. I value Mitch. And I love Mitch as a person, and I love what he contributed to the Knicks and throughout his 7-year stint with us. 6 years, 7th year, 6 years, 7th year, whatever it is. He was drafted in 2017, so I guess it's 6 full seasons. But as a fan, I'm frustrated with Mitch. Right? I love Mitch, right? I love Mitch. And I love and appreciate everything he's done for the Knicks and everything he is going to do for the Knicks. But Mitch frustrates me. The free throw thing is real. The free throw thing is real, right? I see that man tapping out rebounds because he won't gather, because he's afraid. In my mind, Mitchell Robinson won't gather stuff at the rim because he's afraid to get fouled because he'll have to go to the free throw line. King Ribby in the building. King Ribby reminds me of that song, La Di Dottie. We like to party. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. King Ribby is fresh, dressed like $1 million. Threw on the ballet shoes and the fly green tux. Went out the house, stopped short. Oh no, went back and I forgot my Kango. That's King Ribby. Salute to Brooklyn. Salute to Brooklyn. Salute to the greatest borough God ever created, Brooklyn, New York. Salute to Canarsie, Dumbo, Fort Greene, Crown Heights, East New York, Flatbush, East Flatbush. Kev Middleton is in the building. Salute. Salute to Coney Island. Bedford Stuyvesant. Bedford Stuyvesant. Do or die, best die in the building. Salute. Salute to my guy, King Ribby. Bed-Stuy and Crown Heights. Bim. King Ribby says, salute to Coney Island. So the thing with Mitch is I'm starting to question his confidence on offense. Right? I think his hands have gotten shakier. Right? I think his hands, not that he doesn't play hard. Let me state something real quick for the record. Nobody on this team plays harder than Mitchell Robinson. Period. Nobody plays harder than Mitchell Robinson. Nobody. I don't care nothing about no Josh Hart, no OG Anunoby. Yo, nobody plays hard. There are times where Mitchell Robinson is taking on two or three NBA players at one time. Nobody plays harder than Mitch. But I do believe Mitch's hands have gotten shaky. I think there is a lack of confidence offensively. The free throws look bad. The touch at the rim looks bad. If it's not a dunk, don't even count it. And that was cool. That was cool when Mitch was 21. And you're like, well, in about 4 years, he'll have a little jump hook. He'll have a little midi. He can pull up. He'll have a little floater. That was cool 4 years ago. Not today. Mitch, bro. Everything evolves. Bro. Everything, and this is not even a second round pick conversation, right? Because Jalen Brunson was a second round pick. Isaiah Hartenstein was a second round pick. Tyler Kolek is a second round pick. So it's not a second round pick conversation. Oh, Ben Red Hook. My bad. Red Hook. Yeah, Red Hook. Red Hook. My bad. Salute to all my strong people from Red Hook. Mitch hasn't, and listen, this is a delicate and complex thing I'm saying about Mitch. Because it's not I'm not calling Mitch to HR so that we can part ways. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is, in fairness to the Mitchell Robinson conversation, there are some things that the Knicks needed when he was drafted. And though that list of needs then have changed and evolved into something separate now. Like what we needed in 2017 is different from what we need in 2025. Danny Landis. Hey, Danny, how you doing, man? How's Lucas, bro? I bet you Lucas is like 6 foot tall right now, bro. I bet you Lucas is like, hey, Pops, let me borrow the car. Yo, that's how time goes, bro. That's how time flies, bro. Like one day, the kids are like 6 years old trying to learn how to play baseball, and like the next day they're like, hey, Pops, I'm gonna take the big car, man. I'm gonna take such and such to the food court. Like, whoa, what happened? Did I just Rip Van Winkle? Did I just fall asleep and wake up like 20 years later? No, that's how time flies, bro. With the babies, bro. But on the thing with Mitch, though, Mitchell Robinson has not learned basic stuff. Right? Like Kev Middleton knows hoops, right? Right? Kev, when Mitch shoots his jump shots or shoots his free throws, all he has to do is use the sensation of putting the baby bird back in the nest, right? Think about if the nest is over your head, right? You take the baby bird and put the baby bird back in the nest. That's it. Gentle. Put the baby bird back in the nest. It's simple, right? Ben, that's simple, right? You're shooting form. Put the baby bird back in the nest, right? That's it. Mitchell Robinson is throwing the baby bird through the tree, right? Like when you look at Mitch's touch at the free throw line, and when you look at his workouts during the summer, it's bizarre that man has zero touch. And when you look at the workout videos, just because you make shots in an open gym doesn't make you a shooter. That doesn't make you a shooter. You make shots in an empty gym, you're not a shooter. Touch. When you're 4 feet away from the rim, put the baby bird back in the nest. With either hand. Baby bird back in the nest, either hand. Baby bird back in the nest. That's all you got to do, man. For all of y'all that for the ones that can shoot it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Put the baby bird back in the nest. Right? Soft shoulder, elbow, wrist, fingers. Right? Soft shoulder, elbow, wrist, fingers. All of it in a line. Baby bird back in the nest. That's all you got to do. And Kev says, it's unreal how he hasn't developed one skill or jump shot on offense. Right? Why not hire Pat or Othello Harrington working with Ben? Bro, I think it's a commitment issue. I don't think personally, I believe if he asked Patrick Ewing, if he went to Pat and said, "Hey, Pat, man, listen, I need to develop offensively. Can you help me?" 3 things are going to happen, right? 3. Pat is going to say, "Yes, I'll do it for free." Pat is going to say, "Yes, but I'll charge you," or "No." And in that scenario, 2 of those things, you got to go with it if you're Mitch. If Pat says yes, but you gotta pay me, so what? Pay him. It's Patrick Ewing. Pat Ewing's a Hall of Famer. Potentially the greatest Knick to ever put on a Knicks jersey. Pay him. That should be the least thing. That should be the last thing holding you back from developing your game. I got to pay Pat $200,000 in order for him to get in the gym and help me get my scoring average up from 8 points to 15 points. Is that not worth it? That's absolutely worth it. I got Pat Ewing charging me $200,000 to get me from 7 points and 7 rebounds to 15 and 10. Is that not worth it? It's absolutely worth it. Now, mind you, we speak as fans, right? Like, yo, just grab Pat. Like, as if Pat Ewing don't have his own life going on, right? Like it was like I could just go grab Pat. Like, hey, Pat, put that sandwich down and come help me in the gym. I know there'll have to be some type of coordination, right? I understand that. I'm reasonable. But what I'm not reasonable about anymore is the fact that Mitchell Robinson can't put the baby bird back in the nest. Put the baby bird back in the nest, bro. That's it. At the same time, nobody on this roster plays harder than Mitch. Nobody sacrifices their body more than Mitch, in my opinion. Nobody. Nobody plays harder than Mitch. Nobody. But the lack of confidence offensively is a major question. It's a major question. So if you're asking me ultimately, after me going on that tirade, right? After going on that tirade, if you're asking me, hey, Uncle Freezy, would you be okay if the Knicks traded Mitchell Robinson in order to get Mark Williams and Nick Richards? Absolutely, I'm okay with it. Because every relationship doesn't last forever. Every relationship doesn't last forever. Not in the context, not in the initial context. It's like, it's akin to, you know how you meet your homeboys in 9th grade and then y'all graduate like 4 years later, y'all graduate and y'all think it's going to be like that forever. And then one go to the military, one go to college across the country, one get a job in the city, and then everybody go their separate ways or whatever. And then when you meet up like 10 years later, you're like, yo, when we was like this in school, we just drifted apart a little bit. That's the thing with Mitch. I'm just being reasonable. I'm not saying that I don't love Mitch, right? I do. I just love championships more. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just love championships more, man. That's just what it is. I love championships I love championships. So I don't have my own championship. Right? Just because I was alive when the Knicks were winning championships doesn't mean those are mine. I don't remember those. Those not my championships. Just because I was alive, those not mine. I was too young. All right. So I talked about an hour. I talked about 75 minutes about the center position. Right. The Knicks front office is smart. They're going to do something. I trust them. I trust the front office. I think they're gonna do something major. I just don't know what. I think they're gonna do something major though. I think they're gonna do something major. The backup point guard situation though. Hey, Kev says, I'd rather have AJ Wilson or Aaliyah Boston than Mitch, who can't score or shoot a free throw. Liberty Center is way better than I wasn't gonna go that far. Like, I'm not gonna go that far, but I understand. Like I legit, I'm not gonna go that far, but I get it. I get it. I get it. So I want to talk about the backup point guard situation. I got a couple of topics up there: Randle, Thibs, but I want to talk about the backup point guard situation and y'all comfort level with the backup point guard situation. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Juan says those the only ones we got. They mines. I wasn't born, but I count them as I was. Salute, Walt Clyde Frazier. Yeah, salute, man. The Clyde Frazier. That's my favorite Nick of all time. Y'all know, and y'all know, I feel like Clyde Frazier is a top 3 point guard of all time. Y'all know that. Y'all already know my stance on that. Is he better than Magic? Is Clyde Frazier better than Isaiah Thomas? Detroit Pistons Isaiah Thomas. Yes. Is Clyde Frazier better than John Stockton? Yes. Is Clyde Frazier better than Jason Kidd? Yes. Is Clyde Frazier better than Steph Curry? No. I don't think Clyde is better than Steph Curry. I don't think he's better than Magic. But I do think Clyde is better than Oscar Robertson. Yes. Is he better than Gary Payton? Yes. No doubt. It's not even a question. Clyde Frazier, in my mind, is if you combined Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Gary Payton, and Mark Price together, he'd be that. That's Clyde Frazier. Yep. 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 It's not. Hey, it's not as close as what we think. If you look at stats, I put Big O in the same conversation as Russell Westbrook. If we're just looking at stats, if you're looking at guys that just put up numbers, sure, guys put up numbers. What about guys that are unselfish and played defense and still scored and showed up in the big moments? Y'all remember the Willis Reed game? Remember Willis came out of the tunnel? That was actually the Clyde Frazier game. Clyde Frazier had 37 in that game 7. Clyde Frazier was Gary Payton before Gary Payton with less talking. Clyde Frazier was Gary Payton, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and Mark Price all together. And unselfish. He didn't have to take 20 shots a game to get 20 points. That man would take 12 shots. If it called for it, there's a world where Clyde Frazier only needed 9 shots. There's a world where Clyde Frazier was so locked in on defense that maybe he only took 14 shots a game, but they came within the flow of an offense. But the backup point guard conversation is the one that I want to have with y'all, right? And I want to have it because I think it'll be cool for us to have some discourse, a little bit of discourse, not a lot. Like I don't want us flipping over tables and throwing chairs, but just talking. Here is I'm going to do a very divisive Knicks point guard depth chart. Right, I'm going to put it on the screen in a second. Yo, as a matter of fact, look at this, everybody. I did this. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I did this list like 3 weeks ago, right? Just to let you know that if this is a Hoops channel or not, right? About before Summer League started, 2 weeks before Summer League started, look who we had on our list of guys to look out for. Skapintsef was on that list before Summer League started. To let you know how much we care about basketball, like how much we're addicted to basketball. Like we're so, y'all listen, man. We love hoops so much. That's all we do. In between business calls, all we do is talk hoops all day. All we do is talk hoops all day. So okay, so I'm gonna put Knicks point guard depth chart according to Uncle Freezy. All right, the starter is Jalen Brunson. Can y'all see that? Yeah, you can see it. Okay. Jalen Brunson is the starter. Right? Jalen Brunson is the starter. It ain't even a question. Right? according to me, this is what I like. This is what I'd like the point guard depth chart to look like. That's what I'd like the Knicks point guard depth chart to look like. Now, with that said, I'd like to leave myself leeway in order to make adjustments here and there, depending on the development of each player. This is my depth chart. 5-man deep. Jalen Brunson is an all-star, right? So let's not even talk about why he should be in the top spot. But Tyler Kolek presents passing. Cameron Payne provides scoring. Rokas provides playmaking. Deuce provides defense. Bro, I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. The unselfishness of Tyler Kolek should immediately have that man in the rotation. Right now, here are the things like here. Okay, so you see all the good traits, right? Right. I'm gonna put the pro. This is the pros column, but this is the cons column. I don't know if you guys agree with this or not, but every guard behind Jalen Brunson has a flaw to it. Flaw to him. Like right now, Tyler Kolek's defense is suspect. I think his defense is suspect. Now, will it be better? Yeah, it'll be better. It'll be better. With the defense I saw from him, he just has bad defensive fundamentals. Tom Thibodeau will drill that into his head, defensive fundamentals. The dunk he gave up to Ron Holland is just being out of position, right? Ron Holland is a right-handed driver on the left baseline. You know he wants to use his right hand to drive baseline and get momentum and dunk, and you gave that up to him. That's a fundamental thing. You should have sat on his right hand and made him dribble with his left hand back towards traffic. That's a positioning issue. That has nothing to do with effort. Cameron Payne has all the physical talent in the world to be a starter in the NBA. But Cameron Payne is an inconsistent player. Cameron Payne is one of those guys in the mind of RJ Barrett that has the talent to thrive, but can't do it consistently on a night-to-night basis. If Cameron Payne could be consistent, he'd still be an NBA starter. He'd be an NBA starter right now. If he could be a consistent passer, consistent defender, consistent scorer, all those things, Cameron Payne would be a starter in this league right now. But he hasn't shown the ability to be that. Some nights, Cameron Payne is going to look like a borderline high-end starter. And then other nights, he's going to look like, why is this guy in the league? Why is he on the roster? That's what Cameron Payne is going to look like. That's who he's been. If he was consistent, he'd be an NBA starter somewhere, but he's not. Rokas Jokubaitis, you don't know what Rokas can be. You know he's a playmaker. You know he's a sneaky athletic. You know he's a great passer, willing passer, unselfish passer. You know he's a three-point shooter. You know he's a lefty. But on a roster that has Brunson, Deuce, Tyler Kolek, where is there room for Rokas Jokubaitis? There is none. I would include him in that trade to Charlotte so that young man can play. Rokas would be one of the players, and who I love, by the way, but I would include him as trade bait. And listen, right now, I could offer him for Jackson Hayes to the Lakers right now. I could offer him for Jackson Hayes right now. Right? Deuce McBride, honestly, after 3 seasons with the Knicks and 3 seasons at West Virginia, at what point are we going to actually see a quality NBA, a quality starting point guard? I don't think it's there with Deuce. I think Deuce is a combo guard in the mindset of a Kyle Lowry, right? I know Kyle Lowry is listed as a point guard, but he's not that. I think Deuce McBride is on that Kyle Lowry development path. Very high IQ, know the game, unselfish, stats don't matter, defend whoever, do whatever it takes to win type guy. I think that's where Deuce is headed. How long can we wait on Deuce, though? I wouldn't mind waiting on Deuce personally, right? And this is the point guard depth chart, right? I'm not saying that this is the guard depth chart. This is the point guard depth chart. This is not the guard depth chart. Do I want Deuce to play? Yes, just not at point guard. So what does the Knicks future look like with Julius Randle and Tom Thibodeau? Are they linked? I think we may have to relax some on the does Julius Randle want to be here talk. There is a lot of does Julius Randle want to be here talk. A lot of it. And y'all got to relax. Julius Randle took a pay cut to be here in the first place. And then he took a pay cut on his extension. If he didn't want to be here, he'd be gone. If Randle didn't want to be here, he may have been in that Mikal Bridges trade. If Randle didn't want to be here, he'd be gone already. Randle is New York Knicks basketball. Tom Thibodeau is New York Knicks basketball. I expect to see both of them extended. I expect to see Tom Thibodeau extended on a 2-year deal. 2 years, a 2-year extension. That'll give him 3 years, right? That'll give Tom Thibodeau a total of 7 years to win a championship. And after 7 years, if Tom Thibodeau cannot win a championship in 7 years, he got to go. Is that not fair? You gave him 7 years, he still ain't won. Got to go. I expect Randle to extend and be here for life. I think Randle right now is at that place where everything has come together. Like, he's as strong as he's ever going to be. He's as athletic as he's ever going to be, right? Couple that with the skills that he has, and couple that with the teammates that he has. He's in a perfect situation, an ideal situation. Randle's going to be here. Coach Thibs is going to be here. All right, everybody. That's all I got. I'm going to go over the vibes and stuff a little bit and talk some life, talk some Joe Biden, some Donald Trump, some Kamala Harris. So if other things, and if you're interested in other things, come check us out on, let me get the link. I'm going to get the link. Hold on, y'all. Let me get the link. So I'm going to put the link for vibes and stuff in the chat. So there's a link to vibes and stuff. Look at it. Hit the subscribe button. I'm probably going to need about 30 minutes or so maybe about 12 o'clock. I'll be over there. Come through. If you like talking about what's going on in your neighborhood, what's going on in your state, what's going on in your government, lifestyle stuff, come check us out over there, man. Hit that link. Subscribe to that channel. I'll be over there. I'm going to put on some adult clothes and get something to eat. And I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Peace, everybody.